From January 24th to February 11th, 2025, Mercury transits through the disciplined and ambitious sign of Capricorn. This period brings a confluence of energies that influences human communication, logical thinking, and decision-making. Mercury, often associated with intelligence, speech, and adaptability, thrives on its ability to adapt and absorb from its surroundings. During its stay in Capricorn, Mercury's influence combines with the traits of Capricorn, a sign ruled by Saturn, known for its structure, discipline, and long-term focus. It is essential to note that these interpretations are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. The conjunction of Mercury with the Sun in Capricorn adds a layer of vitality and assertiveness to this transit. This close connection often emphasizes intellectual confidence, self-expression, and clarity in communication. Capricorn's ruler, Saturn, being in Aquarius, a sign it also governs, further supports a systematic and innovative approach to thought processes during this time. Aspects from retrograde Mars in Gemini, retrograde Jupiter in Taurus, turning direct on February 4th, and Ketu from Virgo create a complex energetic interplay, shaping Mercury's transit effects. Mercury's transit through Capricorn highlights themes of practicality, accountability, and structured communication. Capricorn, an earth sign, emphasizes tangible results, making this a time when intellectual pursuits are driven by ambition and a desire for real-world application. In Capricorn, Mercury is neither exalted nor debilitated, positioning it neutrally in terms of strength. However, its alignment with the Sun and the aspects from Mars, Jupiter, and Ketu influence its manifestation. Mars' retrograde 8th aspect from Gemini can instill assertiveness and precision in speech, albeit with potential for impatience or conflict. Jupiter's 9th aspect from Taurus, especially after turning direct, imparts wisdom and expansive thinking, adding a balanced perspective. Ketu's influence from Virgo may spark interest in deeper, spiritual, or unconventional topics, reflecting Mercury's adaptability in aligning with varied planetary energies. During this transit, Mercury's role as a neutral planet becomes especially evident. It takes on the characteristics of the planets it interacts with or the sign it occupies. In Capricorn, its communicative tendencies align with the practical and goal-oriented nature of the sign. This period encourages individuals to adopt a more disciplined approach to communication, focus on long-term objectives, and make calculated decisions. One of the defining traits of Mercury is curiosity. Whichever house it transits, it sparks an urge to gather and share information related to that house's themes. In Capricorn, this curiosity takes a pragmatic turn, driving individuals to seek knowledge that aids in achieving concrete goals. Communication becomes more serious and deliberate, as the Saturnine energy of Capricorn demands accountability and responsibility. This is a time for articulating thoughts clearly, setting realistic goals, and aligning actions with long-term plans. Another significant aspect of Mercury's transit is its relatively short duration. While this period may not be long enough to produce profound life changes, it sets the stage for subtle shifts in communication and decision-making. Mercury retrogrades, which occur approximately 3 times a year, offer a more extended period of influence, allowing for deeper integration of its energy. Though this transit does not involve retrograde motion, its impact is amplified by its conjunction with the Sun and interactions with other planetary aspects. Capricorn's earthy energy encourages practicality, making this an ideal time for structured thinking, meticulous planning, and professional development. Whether drafting business strategies, organizing personal finances, or engaging in intellectual pursuits, individuals may find themselves inclined to focus on tangible outcomes. This transit also highlights the importance of self-discipline in communication, as the influence of Saturn urges thoughtful and measured speech. Mercury's transit in Capricorn is a time to channel intellectual energies into constructive activities. The emphasis on pragmatism and accountability makes this a favorable period for addressing professional goals, improving communication skills, and fostering logical thinking. While the planetary aspects bring diverse influences, the underlying theme remains one of responsibility and structure. It's crucial to recognize Mercury as a neutral planet that adopts the traits of planets it associates with. Thus, its impact during transits depends on its planetary alignments. In the absence of such connections, it reflects the nature of the ruling planet of the sign it's in. Mercury symbolizes communication influenced by surroundings, mirroring how conversations reflect one's company. In essence, Mercury's transit triggers curiosity regarding matters related to the sign and house it traverses, prompting information gathering and sharing, aligning with Mercury's fundamental nature to communicate and exchange knowledge. To assess the impact of this transit, it's crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign provides insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you'll emotionally respond to these changes. Consider the position of your current Mahadasha Lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Mercury's Ashtaka score in Capricorn. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit will differ from person to person, contingent on Mercury's interaction with the planets in their individual birth charts, or its transit through the zodiac. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Mercury dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. It's important to remember that the effects of this transit will vary for each person. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, Mercury's transit through Capricorn promises to have a profound impact on various aspects of life. As Mercury moves through Capricorn, it will be conjunct the Sun, amplifying your drive for recognition, ambition, and public success. Capricorn is your 10th house of career, public life, and professional responsibilities, making this an excellent time for career growth and advancement. The transit's overall influence will focus on strategic thinking, disciplined communication, and aligning your professional goals with material success. Mercury's conjunction with the Sun in Capricorn emphasizes the importance of professional and serious communication. This period will particularly highlight your career and public image, with discussions surrounding career progress, leadership roles, or navigating bureaucratic systems taking focus. Mercury's influence on this house is beneficial for those in professions such as media, mass communication, accounting, finance, and investment banking, where communication is key. If you're involved in these fields, you can expect to see progress in your professional life, with opportunities to showcase your skills and expand your reach. Those who have been unemployed or struggling to find work might find that a long-awaited opportunity presents itself during this period. As Mercury moves through Capricorn, you'll experience an alignment between Mercury and Saturn, the ruling planet of Capricorn. Saturn is transiting Aquarius, your 11th house of friendships, networks, and long-term aspirations. This alignment strengthens the potential for strategic planning and solidifying long-term career goals. You'll find that your communications with superiors, colleagues, or clients become more precise and efficient. This is a favorable time for negotiating contracts, initiating new projects, or seeking professional mentorship. The disciplined energy of Capricorn ensures that you remain focused on your career trajectory, building a strong foundation for future success. Mars, your ruling planet, is also aspecting Capricorn from its position in Gemini, your 3rd house of communication and short-distance travel. Mars' retrograde motion casts its 8th aspect on Capricorn, bringing a combination of assertive communication and calculated risk-taking. You'll feel an urge to take bold steps in your professional endeavors. However, exercise caution and avoid hasty or impulsive decisions, as Mars' retrograde motion could introduce unforeseen challenges. This is a time when careful thought and planning are essential to avoid mistakes or setbacks. Mercury's transit also brings the influence of retrograde Jupiter, positioned in Taurus in your 2nd house of finances. Jupiter will turn direct on February 4th, providing an added boost to financial growth and material security. The favorable alignment of Mercury with Jupiter enhances your focus on wealth accumulation and financial planning, making it an ideal time to reassess personal budgets, investments, and career goals related to money. As the transit unfolds, you may also find that your communication and decision-making abilities in financial matters are particularly sharp, helping you align your career and financial aspirations more effectively. Ketu's aspect from Virgo, your 6th house of work, competition, and health, adds a spiritual or unconventional layer to the transit. You'll be encouraged to approach professional challenges from a more innovative and open-minded perspective. This influence may bring unconventional solutions to workplace issues, which could be particularly useful in overcoming obstacles or navigating competitive environments. You may find yourself looking beyond the ordinary for inspiration or guidance during this time. During this period, you may also experience significant personal growth, especially in terms of balancing independence with responsibility. The emphasis on career matters could lead to self-reflection and a realization about how you approach work and personal life. This newfound awareness could lead to changes in how you manage both your career and home life, ultimately bringing more balance and harmony. The transit will make you more enterprising and driven in your workplace, with your opinions and ideas being more valued by superiors. However, this may also lead to jealousy from colleagues who might criticize your progress or try to undermine your efforts. Be mindful of how you communicate at work to avoid unnecessary conflicts or misunderstandings. On a personal level, you may become more focused on your professional identity, which could strain your relationships. However, the supportive aspects of Jupiter help ensure that financial stability and family well-being remain intact. Although career may take focus during this time, it's important for you to balance your ambitions with personal responsibilities, especially regarding family matters. Be careful not to neglect your health, as the increased focus on work could lead to stress or burnout. Pay attention to your immune system and ensure you're getting enough rest and exercise to stay healthy. In terms of business, you'll find this to be a favorable period for growth and expansion. The strategic energy of Capricorn, combined with Mercury's influence, will enhance your ability to make smart decisions and navigate competitive landscapes. If you're in business, you're likely to experience good profits due to your hard work and innovative approaches. For those looking for job opportunities, this period presents a chance for success, with the potential for new roles or career advancements. Overall, the Mercury transit through Capricorn will be a time of professional growth, disciplined communication, and financial stability for you. This period encourages you to focus on long-term career goals, develop your communication skills, and approach professional challenges with strategy and caution. With support from Saturn and Jupiter, you can expect to make significant progress in your career, but remain mindful of your personal health and relationships. Overall, this is a time of opportunity for you to advance in your professional life and solidify your financial foundation, provided you remain disciplined and focused on your goals. For Taurus, as Mercury transits through Capricorn, it brings about significant shifts, particularly in areas related to higher learning, personal beliefs, and travel. With Mercury ruling both your 2nd and 5th houses, this transit in the 9th house stands to be a profoundly transformative period, aligning practical insights with expansive ambitions. The 9th house governs philosophy, religion, long-distance travel, higher education, and broadening one's perspective. Mercury's presence here encourages a heightened curiosity for knowledge, especially regarding spiritual and philosophical matters, and fosters an inclination to deepen intellectual pursuits in a structured and disciplined manner, as Capricorn emphasizes order and long-term vision. One of the most significant impacts of this transit is on your intellectual growth and your approach to acquiring knowledge. Whether it's the exploration of ancient texts, philosophical doctrines, or higher education in fields like theology or academia, this period fosters a deep connection to the intellectual realm. If you're involved in writing, publishing, or teaching, you'll find this to be a particularly auspicious time. You may feel drawn to write or share your expertise in ways that can influence others, as Mercury's position here enhances your ability to communicate complex ideas clearly and persuasively. This is also a great time for academic success, especially if you're pursuing advanced degrees like a PhD or master's degree. In this environment, your intellectual prowess will shine. This transit favors those of you engaged in fields related to consulting, mentoring, or any profession where providing guidance or teaching is central. Mercury's favorable aspect to your 3rd house encourages clear and insightful communication, making it easier for you to influence others through logical, philosophical, or spiritual teachings. Many of you may also feel an increased interest in travel during this period, not just any travel, but journeys that expand your horizons and understanding of the world. Whether through direct exploration of new cultures or studying abroad, travel will be especially beneficial if it focuses on learning, personal development, or even spiritual pilgrimages. On the home front, this period will be favorable for strengthening bonds with your parents, particularly your father. Relationships with mentors, teachers, or influential figures in your life are likely to flourish, as the energy from Mercury and Capricorn fosters respect and alignment with authority figures. Mentors will provide crucial support and guidance, helping you align your personal and professional goals with broader life philosophies. Family matters will also benefit, with the support of siblings becoming more prominent, as Mercury's aspect to your 3rd house emphasizes communication and cooperation within the family unit. However, this period may not come without challenges. While the influence of Mercury in the 9th house brings clarity to long-term educational and career plans, you may face moments of confusion and uncertainty. Some of you might feel overwhelmed by managing multiple commitments at once, whether related to family, work, or educational pursuits. As Mercury's energy can sometimes create mental overload, it's important to manage your time effectively and delegate tasks where possible. Despite the potential for pressure, this period offers valuable lessons in balancing responsibilities and refining decision-making processes. The disciplined, structured energy of Capricorn allows you to make decisions with greater clarity, though it may take time to find the right balance between your personal ambitions and familial duties. Another area of potential challenge lies in personal relationships. Communication may become a point of tension, as misunderstandings or misinterpretations could lead to conflicts with loved ones. You should take extra care with how you express yourself, especially with partners or family members, to avoid unnecessary disagreements. The practical, no-nonsense nature of Mercury in Capricorn may sometimes clash with your more relaxed and comfort-seeking tendencies, particularly when discussing financial matters or long-term commitments. Despite these challenges, this transit offers a favorable period for resolving past misunderstandings, especially if both parties are open to honest and clear dialogue. The influence of Mercury in Capricorn is likely to stimulate a more strategic approach to wealth building. If you're involved in investing or managing financial portfolios, Mercury's position in the 9th house signals a good time to review investments, particularly in education, business ventures, or long-term projects that align with personal growth and development. Your financial situation may improve as a result of career advancements, bringing opportunities for lucrative financial deals or investments in areas related to education or travel. The presence of Saturn in Aquarius, ruling your 10th house, aligns well with long-term planning, stability, and career progression. Mercury's connection with Saturn encourages a disciplined approach to professional goals, fostering growth that is both steady and substantial. Yet, while Mercury's influence in Capricorn helps stabilize finances, the retrograde motion of Mars in Gemini, in your 2nd house, may introduce some financial volatility. Mars retrograde can bring a sense of urgency and impulsiveness in financial decision-making, which might lead to missteps if you don't remain cautious. Financial decisions should be made carefully during this time, especially when considering large investments or new ventures. Delayed financial matters may also come to light, with you needing to address any lingering concerns that were previously overlooked. For those of you with children, the impact of this transit could also be pronounced. Mercury in the 9th house brings an emphasis on educational matters, meaning you may find yourself more involved in your children's academic lives. The bond with your children will strengthen, particularly as communication and shared learning experiences become focused to the relationship. However, there may be moments when children express new demands or desires, and you will need to balance your parental responsibilities with your own educational and professional ambitions. In romantic relationships, you may find yourself more attuned to intellectual compatibility with your partner. Communication will play a significant role in strengthening your romantic relationships, especially if both of you share a common interest in intellectual or spiritual pursuits. Finally, this Mercury transit through Capricorn invites you to reevaluate your broader life goals. It encourages the pursuit of knowledge that not only contributes to your personal growth but also enhances your career prospects. The balance between intellectual and material pursuits will be key, as this period provides opportunities to align these areas for lasting success. For Gemini, the transit of Mercury through Capricorn is a period of deep introspection and transformation. As the Ascendant Lord transits your 8th house, this period may be challenging, but it holds significant potential for growth, particularly when approached with practical discipline and personal evolution. The 8th house, ruled by Capricorn's energy, is associated with transformation, shared resources, hidden knowledge, and the more occult aspects of life. While this period may not be inherently easy, it presents an opportunity for you to dive into these themes, especially when guided by the methodical and steady energy that Saturn imparts from Capricorn. One of the core themes during this transit is transformation, both internal and external. Mercury, the planet of communication and thought, now inhabits your 8th house, which symbolizes the unconscious, deep introspection, and the mysteries of life. As a result, you may find yourself seeking answers to existential questions or delving into areas you previously might have dismissed. This is a time when your intellectual curiosity is drawn toward the hidden aspects of life. Whether you're researching the occult or seeking to uncover long-buried truths about yourself or others, this transit encourages you to explore these dimensions with an open mind. Communication may become more introspective and private, and you may engage in deeper, more profound conversations about life, intimacy, and shared resources. As Mercury moves through your 8th house, you might feel a sense of curiosity regarding your financial situation, particularly shared finances or inheritances. This is a favorable period for addressing joint financial matters, such as debts, investments, taxes, and family resources. You could be called to make strategic decisions about how you manage money in collaboration with others, whether with a partner, family member, or in the context of business. It's a good time for reviewing old investments or planning for future financial stability, but also a time to be cautious. Mercury's placement in the 8th house suggests that this period might bring financial matters to the surface, requiring your attention or resolution. Whether dealing with inheritance, taxes, or joint ventures, you should approach these matters with clarity and foresight, carefully weighing your options and ensuring that all decisions are backed by detailed research and proper analysis. You may find yourself becoming more introspective about your intimate relationships, including romantic partnerships, friendships, and family dynamics. Communication in these areas may become more serious and focused on deeper emotional connections. However, Mercury's influence in the 8th house can also bring up tensions or miscommunications, especially regarding shared resources or financial responsibilities. During this period, it's important to be transparent with your loved ones, particularly about sensitive matters such as money, emotional needs, or past grievances. At the same time, it's a good time for couples to discuss long-term plans, such as how you manage your finances together or how you envision your future. Transparency and honesty will be key in resolving any issues and preventing misunderstandings. If you work in professions involving deep research, investigation, or analytic work, Mercury's transit in this house can prove highly beneficial. If you work in fields such as psychology, therapy, or any career that requires delving into complex, often hidden subjects, your analytical abilities will be heightened. The influence of Capricorn helps in organizing your thoughts, structuring research, and approaching projects with practical attention to detail. However, it's essential to avoid overloading yourself with tasks, as the intense focus on deep matters can lead to burnout. This transit demands a balanced approach, where meticulous planning and methodical work will yield the best results. One of the most notable aspects of this Mercury transit is the potential for unexpected financial developments. Mercury's position in the 8th house may indicate a time when money from joint ventures, shared resources, or inheritances becomes more prominent. If there have been unresolved matters concerning shared assets or finances, the clarity brought on by this transit may finally lead to resolutions. On the other hand, you should remain cautious about the possibility of unexpected expenses. While Mercury's influence in Capricorn fosters practicality, it also calls for careful budgeting and avoiding unnecessary spending. You should be prepared for the possibility that expenses related to home repairs, family matters, or other unforeseen events might arise during this time. In terms of personal well-being, you need to be particularly mindful of your health during this transit. The 8th house governs areas related to transformation in the body, particularly reproductive health, and there could be a tendency toward physical exhaustion or stress. You should take care to maintain a balanced approach to health, incorporating stress management techniques, such as meditation or exercise, into your routine. Careful attention to diet and avoiding overindulgence will be crucial, as the 8th house can sometimes bring issues related to digestion or metabolism. The influence of Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, enhances the discipline and structure you need to successfully navigate this time. Whether dealing with financial matters, personal relationships, or health concerns, you will find that taking things slow and steady, rather than rushing to conclusions or making impulsive decisions, will yield the best results. However, Mercury's influence may also make you feel less confident about your intellectual abilities or cause you to second-guess your decisions. This uncertainty can affect both personal and professional areas of life, making it essential for you to stay grounded and trust in your logical thought processes. In terms of family dynamics, communication with parents, especially the mother, may not go as smoothly during this transit. You may find yourself involved in more serious discussions about family resources, the home environment, or inherited property. The energy of Capricorn tends to make these discussions more formal and practical, but it's important to ensure that family members feel heard and understood. Tensions in family relationships might arise due to misunderstandings or disagreements about finances, so you should approach these discussions with caution and avoid losing your temper. Overall, this Mercury transit through the 8th house is a time of introspection, transformation, and financial recalibration for you. With Mercury's influence guiding you to explore deeper aspects of life, your intellectual curiosity will be heightened, and you will have the opportunity to uncover hidden knowledge that could lead to both personal growth and professional success. By approaching this period with careful consideration, you can emerge stronger and more resilient, ready to face the next phase of your journey. For Cancer, the Mercury transit through Capricorn brings significant shifts, particularly as it influences the 7th house of partnerships, relationships, and collaborations. This transit highlights the importance of communication in both personal and professional areas. As Mercury governs your 12th and 3rd houses, its placement in the 7th house accentuates your interactions with others, with a focus on deepening partnerships and fostering stronger connections. This period is likely to bring clarity and new opportunities in your relationships, especially those related to marriage, business, or legal matters. The disciplined and practical nature of Capricorn will influence how you approach these dynamics, pushing you to take more responsible and structured actions in your relationships. For those in business, this transit offers promising opportunities. You may find that collaborations and partnerships thrive during this time, particularly those involving international connections. If you've been considering expanding your business globally, this is an excellent period to pursue those opportunities. You may experience a surge in fruitful business negotiations and find clarity in your discussions. This can be an excellent time for making long-term contracts or agreements, particularly those that bring lasting benefits. However, be cautious of any potential miscommunications or misunderstandings, as the retrograde aspects of Mars from Gemini may cause some impulsiveness in your decision-making. It's important to stay level-headed and ensure that all terms are clearly understood before moving forward with any deals. In personal relationships, this period may bring greater understanding and intimacy. If you're in a romantic partnership, this transit fosters open communication, allowing you to resolve past issues and strengthen your bond. Engaging in honest conversations with your spouse or partner will be key, and it may be a time for discussing future goals or commitments. For those who are single, Mercury's influence may bring new relationships into your life, particularly those that involve cross-cultural or international connections. If you've been contemplating the idea of a relationship with someone from a different background or nationality, this transit could bring the clarity and opportunity to take things forward. If you're in a long-term relationship, this period might be a good time to plan a romantic getaway with your partner, ideally to a destination that offers a chance for both relaxation and deepening your connection. Health-wise, Cancer individuals should pay attention to the lower back and stomach. This is a good time to adopt healthier habits, such as improving your diet and increasing physical activity, to support your well-being. The disciplined energy of Capricorn can help you stick to routines that enhance both your mental and physical health. However, stress management will be crucial, as the busy nature of this transit could make you more prone to mental exhaustion. Maintaining a balanced approach to your lifestyle will be important to avoid burnout. Financially, this transit could bring new opportunities for joint ventures and shared resources. You may find yourself having important discussions about finances with a partner, whether personal or business-related. It's a time to carefully review contracts and agreements, especially those related to investments or business partnerships. While the potential for financial growth is high, it is equally important to exercise caution and ensure that you are making sound decisions. Any investments or financial commitments should be approached with practicality and foresight, as the influence of Capricorn encourages long-term stability over short-term gains. In terms of personal growth, Mercury's transit through your 7th house also offers an opportunity for introspection regarding your relationships. You may find yourself reevaluating your connections with others, particularly your spouse or business partners. If there have been any unresolved issues in your relationships, this is a good time to address them openly and constructively. The influence of Capricorn brings a sense of responsibility to how you engage with others, urging you to take a more serious and grounded approach to your partnerships. This is an excellent time for seeking deeper understanding and mutual respect in your interactions with loved ones. With Mercury in the 7th house, you may find that you become more articulate and persuasive in your conversations, whether with a partner, colleague, or client. Your ability to express your thoughts clearly and effectively will be enhanced, making this an excellent time for negotiations, proposals, and resolving conflicts. However, the retrograde aspect of Mars from Gemini may cause some moments of impulsivity or miscommunication, particularly when it comes to your interactions with others. Be mindful of any tension or frustration that may arise in these moments, and take care not to jump to conclusions or react hastily. The retrograde influence of Jupiter from Taurus brings opportunities for growth through partnerships, but it may require some patience and reflection before these opportunities fully materialize. As Jupiter turns direct in early February, you may start to see more tangible results from your collaborations, both personal and professional. During this period, it's important to remain open to learning from others, as the retrograde aspects encourage you to reflect on your past experiences and the lessons they have brought. Overall, the Mercury transit through Capricorn in your 7th house is a time for focused and constructive communication in relationships and partnerships. Whether you are working on strengthening your bond with a partner, negotiating business deals, or making important decisions about shared resources, this period encourages clarity, responsibility, and long-term planning. By staying calm, patient, and open to learning from others, Cancer individuals can make the most of this period and see positive results in their relationships, finances, and overall well-being. For Leo, as Mercury moves into Capricorn and transits the 6th house, the energy shifts toward practicality, organization, and efficiency in your daily routines. This house is traditionally linked with work, service, health, and wellness, and Mercury's analytical and communicative nature blends well with Capricorn's disciplined energy, creating a period of heightened focus on managing responsibilities. For Leo individuals, this period presents an opportunity to enhance work habits, improve financial management, and prioritize health and well-being. Professionally, Mercury's transit through your 6th house will sharpen your focus, helping you address work challenges with greater precision. Whether you're dealing with daily tasks, workplace responsibilities, or resolving issues with colleagues, Mercury's influence will encourage clear and strategic thinking. Leo individuals who are involved in occupations related to health, fitness, pets, or nutrition will find this time especially beneficial, as Mercury's analytical energy helps you fine-tune your approach, making your work more efficient. Your efforts may be recognized by superiors or colleagues, and this transit could bring opportunities for promotions or professional advancements. If you've been considering pursuing a competitive exam, the results will likely be in your favor during this period. With Mercury ruling both the 2nd and 11th houses, you will also experience an emphasis on financial growth and making sound investments. While professional life may flourish, the 6th house also governs health, making this an important time for Leo individuals to focus on their well-being. Mercury encourages a more disciplined approach to health routines, pushing you to adopt habits that are sustainable in the long term. Capricorn's influence will support your efforts to establish a consistent fitness or wellness routine, making this a good time to consult healthcare professionals or start a new health regimen. However, with health comes the potential for stress, and Leo individuals may find themselves more susceptible to mental or physical strain if they neglect self-care. Pay close attention to your diet, exercise, and mental wellness, as neglecting these areas could lead to burnout. This is also a favorable period to seek out wellness programs, which may help manage stress and restore balance. Financially, Mercury's placement in the 6th house signals a focus on managing debts, loans, and expenses. This transit prompts you to review your spending habits and consider adjustments to improve your financial stability. If you've been thinking about taking out a loan, now is an excellent time to apply, as the energy of Mercury in Capricorn increases the likelihood of approval. However, it's essential to approach your financial decisions with caution and foresight, as Mercury's analytical energy will help you make more informed choices. You might also find yourself spending more on healthcare-related expenses, so it's important to budget accordingly. For those seeking to invest or expand their financial portfolio, this is a good time to make strategic decisions after careful research. As Mercury rules both the 2nd and 11th houses of finances and gains, this period could bring opportunities for profit through diligent planning and prudent investment. This period may create tensions in your love or marital life, as Mercury's analytical nature can trigger disagreements or misunderstandings. You may feel more inclined to express your opinions forcefully, which could lead to conflicts if not managed carefully. Pride and ego may also become issues, causing unnecessary rifts with loved ones. It is crucial to approach disagreements with patience and diplomacy, as stubbornness and inflexibility could exacerbate tensions. If you're single, your rigid expectations may hinder your ability to connect with potential partners. Keeping an open mind and being more adaptable will help overcome these barriers and create opportunities for deeper connections. On the flip side, the energy of Mercury in your 6th house also encourages you to find solutions to relationship issues, especially through clear communication and compromise. While you may experience some emotional turbulence, the practical influence of Capricorn will help you approach these challenges in a constructive manner. By bridging misunderstandings with your efforts and adopting a positive attitude, you can restore harmony and balance in your personal relationships. If you are dealing with a partner, the best approach is to prioritize understanding and mutual respect, as this will go a long way in healing any rifts. This period may also bring unforeseen challenges, particularly when it comes to communication. You could find yourself miscommunicating or missing important details in your conversations, which could lead to misunderstandings or even conflicts with family members or colleagues. The retrograde aspect of Mars from Gemini adds an element of unpredictability, causing some impulsive reactions or mistakes. It's essential to remain grounded and avoid rushing through important discussions, especially with those you interact with daily, such as family or coworkers. A calm and diplomatic approach will help you navigate these hurdles and ensure that you don't escalate conflicts unnecessarily. If you are involved in any networking activities, you may find that your efforts are not as successful as anticipated. This may be a temporary setback, but it serves as a reminder to focus on quality over quantity when it comes to professional relationships. While there may be a tendency to focus on financial matters and practical tasks during this transit, don't forget the importance of maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Mercury's influence in the 6th house encourages Leo individuals to find ways to streamline their routines, which can ultimately lead to greater productivity and success. This could be an ideal time to organize your workspace or optimize your workflow, allowing you to be more efficient in both your personal and professional lives. The transit of Jupiter in Taurus will provide some added support, offering wisdom and guidance through professional or financial challenges. As Jupiter moves direct in early February 2025, you may experience a renewed sense of clarity and direction in your career or financial endeavors. Overall, the Mercury transit through Capricorn in your 6th house brings a blend of opportunity and challenge for Leo individuals. By focusing on discipline, organization, and strategic thinking, Leo individuals can make the most of this transit and emerge with greater clarity and success in both their professional and personal lives. For Virgo, as Mercury transits through Capricorn and lands in your 5th house, a period of heightened intellectual growth, creativity, and personal expression is at hand. Mercury's influence in Capricorn, a sign known for its discipline, practicality, and structured approach, brings a unique twist to the energy of the fifth house, which governs creativity, romance, children, and personal interests. This transit emphasizes both your personal and professional growth, with a particular focus on intellectual and creative pursuits, education, and relationships. The fifth house is often associated with creativity and self-expression, and Mercury's analytical energy will help you approach these areas with greater precision and thoughtfulness. This is an excellent period for you to channel your creative talents into meaningful projects. Whether through writing, designing, or any form of artistic expression, the mental clarity brought by this transit will allow you to organize your ideas and take practical steps to bring them to fruition. This energy is especially beneficial if you are pursuing higher education or professional courses, as Mercury's positioning here aligns with a methodical approach to learning and intellectual pursuits. The disciplined influence of Capricorn enhances your natural abilities, helping you excel in academic environments and set clear goals for the future. If you're in creative fields such as design, fashion, or entertainment, this transit of Mercury in the fifth house is particularly auspicious. Your efforts in these areas will likely be rewarded. The analytical nature of Mercury, combined with the structured approach of Capricorn, provides a solid foundation for developing innovative ideas that are both practical and artistic. For those of you involved in self-employment or freelance work, the opportunity to take a more responsible approach to your creative ventures will arise. This transit supports launching new projects or expanding existing ones, particularly those that can be turned into a profitable business or entrepreneurial endeavor. If you've been considering turning a hobby into a business, now is the time to lay down the groundwork, as Mercury's influence will aid in detailed planning and implementation. While Mercury typically enhances communication, the presence of Capricorn's seriousness and discipline in the fifth house suggests that relationships during this period will take on a more mature tone. Conversations with romantic partners are likely to be deeper, focusing on the future of the relationship, long-term commitments, and shared values. If you are single, this transit may bring opportunities for meaningful connections based on intellectual and emotional compatibility. While Mercury may not be the planet that brings about immediate romantic sparks, its influence can foster conversations that lay the foundation for a stable, long-lasting relationship. The fifth house also governs children, and during this transit, you may experience a deeper connection with your children or those under your care. This is a good time to nurture the educational and personal growth of young ones in your life. Mercury's influence will help you communicate more effectively with your children, providing them with guidance and support. It may also be a period when you become more involved in their academic or extracurricular activities, with a strong focus on creating a structured, supportive environment for their development. However, as with any transit, there are potential challenges. The influence of Mercury in Capricorn may bring about some disagreements or misunderstandings, particularly in romantic relationships. Ego clashes and communication breakdowns could lead to tension, especially if both partners are focused on their individual needs rather than the collective good of the relationship. However, these conflicts can be resolved through careful dialogue and compromise, and in the long term, they will likely strengthen the bond between you and your partner. In terms of finances, Mercury's transit through the fifth house can also support speculative ventures, particularly those that require careful analysis and strategic thinking. You may be drawn to opportunities that involve risk, such as investments in the stock market or other financial ventures. However, it is important to approach these opportunities with caution, especially due to the retrograde influence of Mars, which can bring impulsiveness or frustration. Careful research and seeking advice from trusted financial advisors will ensure that any speculative investments made during this period are calculated and well thought out. The fifth house also rules entertainment and leisure activities, and during this transit, you will likely find yourself enjoying more playful, lighthearted activities. Whether engaging in hobbies, traveling, or spending quality time with loved ones, this is a time to relax and unwind. Playful interactions with a romantic partner or close friends can help alleviate stress and rejuvenate your spirits. From a health perspective, the fifth house governs matters of the heart, and during this transit, you should take care to prioritize self-care, both mentally and physically. The disciplined energy of Capricorn can help you maintain healthy habits, whether that's through a regular fitness routine, balanced diet, or stress management practices. This is a time to focus on long-term health goals rather than seeking quick fixes, as the practical energy of Capricorn encourages sustainable change. Overall, Mercury's transit through Capricorn in the fifth house will be a time of growth, creativity, and self-expression for you. By approaching this period with focus and discipline, you can make significant strides in your personal and professional life, laying the foundation for long-term success. Whether through creative pursuits, educational growth, or deeper connections with loved ones, this transit will help you realize your goals and desires in meaningful ways. For Libra, during Mercury's transit through Capricorn, you're likely to experience a period of intense focus on your home, family, and emotional well-being. As Mercury moves through your 4th house, which governs home life, family relationships, and inner stability, this is an ideal time for you to engage in deep reflection, communication, and practical decision-making concerning your domestic life. The structured energy of Capricorn brings a disciplined and grounded influence to Mercury, heightening its natural intellectual abilities, and encouraging you to approach family matters with clarity and a methodical mindset. The 4th house is a crucial sector of your natal chart, relating to your roots, personal history, and sense of security. During this transit, Mercury's energy will make you more communicative with family members, especially regarding topics like real estate, home improvements, and nurturing emotional connections. Conversations with family, particularly with your mother, are likely to become more frequent and meaningful. This is a favorable time for addressing unresolved family issues, provided you can approach these conversations with patience, diplomacy, and clarity. The practical influence of Capricorn helps to steer these discussions toward tangible outcomes, creating stronger foundations within your family unit. You may find yourself focused on creating a sense of order and security in your home life during this time. With Mercury's influence on the 4th house, there is a greater likelihood of dealing with issues related to home repairs, renovations, or even buying or selling property. For those of you involved in real estate or related industries, this transit could be particularly lucrative, as it enhances decision-making and strategic planning in these areas. However, be cautious about any impulsive moves or decisions, especially when it comes to large financial commitments like property transactions. Mercury's association with the 9th and 12th houses, governing higher learning and hidden matters, encourages you to think carefully about the long-term implications of any major purchases or relocations. This period may also bring an increased desire for introspection and personal growth, particularly related to your emotional well-being. The transit of Mercury through Capricorn invites you to take a more structured approach to your emotional and psychological health. The influence of Capricorn encourages you to be practical and disciplined in your efforts to improve your mental health, which could lead to lasting benefits. The impact of Mercury's transit in the 4th house also affects your relationship with your mother or maternal figures. While this period may bring about more conversations and emotional exchanges with them, there may also be concerns about their health or well-being. You should be prepared for moments of heightened emotional sensitivity regarding your family, and it is essential to remain patient and understanding. As Mercury rules the 9th house, there could also be opportunities for you to engage in academic or spiritual pursuits that bring you closer to your family's legacy or traditions. Family discussions during this time may revolve around deeper philosophical matters or ancestral connections, especially if these themes resonate with your current life path. Professionally, this Mercury transit offers you a chance to explore new opportunities related to real estate, interior design, or public service. With Mercury influencing your 4th house, you may receive professional opportunities that involve home and property matters, whether through career changes or new projects. For those of you in real estate or related fields, this could be a period of increased client interest or successful transactions. In terms of relationships, particularly romantic or marital ones, Mercury's influence on the 4th house can create a time of increased emotional connection and communication with your partner. You will likely feel a stronger desire to nurture your relationship and create a sense of emotional security with your spouse or significant other. This is an excellent time for resolving misunderstandings and strengthening the bond through honest and open dialogue. By being clear about your needs and desires, you can create a more harmonious and supportive relationship dynamic during this period. While Mercury's transit in Capricorn may bring positive changes in home life, it can also result in some expenses. You may find yourself spending money on home improvements, property-related matters, or family support. These expenses, however, will ultimately help create a more secure and stable environment, and the investment may pay off in the long run. Financially, this is a good time for you to assess your spending habits and make plans for future financial security. With Mercury's heightened analytical abilities, you can make informed decisions about managing your finances, although you should avoid impulsive purchases or risky investments. There could also be opportunities for you to expand your social circle or business network during this time, particularly if you are involved in real estate or related industries. Mercury's influence in the 4th house could bring new clients or business associates into your life, especially those connected to property, home services, or interior design. These interactions may help you grow your professional influence and reputation, but take care not to overextend yourself or spread your energy too thin. In terms of travel, this transit could also bring opportunities for you to take trips related to your family or home life. You may visit family members at a distance, or take a pilgrimage or vacation that brings you closer to your roots. While this period is favorable for long-distance travel, it may also require extra attention to logistics and documentation. Ensure that your travel plans are well organized and that you have taken care of any legal or administrative requirements before setting off. This is a period of growth and introspection for you, one in which you are encouraged to focus on building emotional stability, resolving family issues, and creating a secure foundation for the future. By approaching these areas with practicality and clear communication, you can harness the positive energy of Mercury's transit through Capricorn to enhance your domestic life, career, and personal well-being. It is a time to make thoughtful decisions, nurture relationships, and invest in long-term growth. Scorpio individuals will experience an impactful period during Mercury's transit through Capricorn, as this transit moves through their third house. This house governs communication, siblings, short-distance travel, and intellectual pursuits. For Scorpios, this transit is likely to enhance your communicative abilities, allowing you to express yourself clearly and persuasively. The third house also rules relationships with siblings and close acquaintances, and this transit brings an opportunity for Scorpios to reconnect with family members or neighbors. Whether it's resolving past misunderstandings, strengthening bonds, or collaborating on shared projects, the alignment encourages productive interactions within your immediate circle. This is a great time to build connections that support your personal and professional goals. Your communication will become more assertive and engaging, making it easier to create new friendships or business partnerships. The presence of Mercury in the third house can create opportunities for those involved in writing, journalism, teaching, or sales. Scorpios with careers that require communication or networking will find that their ability to express ideas effectively leads to professional success. You may find yourself taking on more responsibilities, whether through writing assignments, public speaking engagements, or handling official correspondence. If you work in the travel industry, or if your profession involves trips or frequent communication, this transit will likely provide positive results. Scorpios may even find that their hobbies or passions take on a more serious, career-oriented focus, turning into potential business ventures. This is a time when your creative ideas and intellectual energy are particularly high, making it an excellent period for brainstorming and implementing new projects. While the transit promises opportunities for growth, it is also important for Scorpios to exercise caution in their professional life. With Mercury activating the 8th house of shared resources and joint ventures, there may be challenges related to finances and investments. It is wise to carefully consider any decisions involving money, especially if they involve joint accounts, investments, or inheritances. Mercury's rulership of the 8th house can also bring hidden financial matters to the surface, requiring Scorpios to address any lingering concerns. If you are engaged in any business dealings, be vigilant in your communications and ensure that all terms are clearly defined to avoid potential misunderstandings. On the personal front, this transit encourages Scorpios to pay attention to the dynamics within their family and social circles. Tensions may arise with your partner or spouse, as Mercury's position in the third house could create miscommunications or misunderstandings. It's important to approach sensitive conversations with patience and clarity, as the tendency to be overly blunt or critical could lead to conflicts. During this period, try to focus on constructive dialogue and avoid reacting impulsively, especially when emotions run high. In particular, you should be cautious with your interactions with your parents or elder family members. The alignment with the 8th house could also bring financial matters involving family to the forefront, such as discussions about inheritance or shared resources. In terms of travel, Scorpios can expect some movement during this transit. Short-distance trips are likely, whether for work or leisure, and may even bring unexpected opportunities or encounters. However, it's important to remain mindful of the financial impact of these travels, as the third house governs short-distance journeys, and Mercury's influence to the 8th house may encourage impulsive spending. While travel during this time can be enriching, it's best to plan your trips carefully to avoid unnecessary expenses. Scorpios may feel a strong urge to expand their knowledge base or engage in educational endeavors. This could manifest as enrolling in a course, reading extensively, or participating in discussions that broaden your intellectual horizons. The third house also governs the mind and mental faculties, and during this period, Scorpios will be able to approach problems and challenges with a more analytical mindset. Whether you're seeking knowledge in a specific field, pursuing a hobby, or simply engaging in conversations that expand your worldview, this is a time when you will be particularly receptive to new ideas and information. Scorpios are known for their intense emotional nature, and this transit may inspire deep introspection regarding your emotions, fears, and motivations. It's an excellent time for self-reflection, especially when it comes to understanding your subconscious patterns and behaviors. There may also be conversations with close friends or partners that help you gain clarity about your emotional needs or desires. If you've been avoiding certain emotional issues, this transit could bring them to the surface, allowing you to address them more directly. In your social life, The influence of Mercury in the third house encourages Scorpios to expand their social network. You may find that your social circle grows during this period, either through connections with like-minded individuals or by reaching out to others through digital platforms or local communities. This is an excellent time for networking, as your communication skills are heightened, and you're able to attract people who resonate with your ideas and aspirations. The transit also encourages Scorpios to engage in more meaningful conversations with friends and acquaintances, strengthening bonds and creating opportunities for collaboration. However, it's essential to be cautious of any potential issues in relationships. Mars' aspect on the third house can sometimes lead to misunderstandings, especially with those you interact with regularly, such as siblings, neighbors, or colleagues. It's important to make an effort to communicate openly and honestly, addressing any potential conflicts or concerns in a calm and rational manner. With the 8th house also being activated, Scorpios may find that discussions about money, resources, or shared responsibilities become more prominent in their relationships. Be mindful of the potential for secrecy or miscommunication in these areas, and strive to maintain transparency in your dealings. Overall, Mercury's transit through Capricorn in the third house brings a powerful period of growth for Scorpios, particularly in the areas of communication, learning, and personal development. While the transit brings many positive opportunities, it also requires careful attention to how you express yourself and interact with others. With a focus on clarity, patience, and strategic thinking, Scorpios can navigate this period successfully and achieve their goals. For Sagittarius, the transit of Mercury through Capricorn in the second house marks an important period, where the focus shifts to financial matters, family relationships, and personal values. As Mercury moves into Capricorn, a grounded and disciplined earth sign, it enhances your analytical abilities and sharpens your decision-making skills in financial and family-related matters. This period invites you to review your resources, assess your budget, and plan for the future in a more methodical manner. During this transit, you may find yourself reflecting on your financial priorities, examining how you handle money, and considering new opportunities for increasing your wealth. Capricorn's pragmatic and disciplined nature aligns with Mercury's intellectual power, enabling you to make sound financial decisions. However, it is essential to be cautious and avoid any impulsive spending, as the retrograde influence of Mars from the 8th house may create fluctuations or uncertainties, especially regarding shared resources, loans, or joint investments. This is not the ideal time for risky financial moves, and you would benefit from a more conservative approach, ensuring that you don't overspend or make hasty decisions. One of the highlights of this period is the opportunity to have meaningful conversations with family members. The second house governs family life and your relationship with your loved ones, and Mercury's influence here can facilitate clear and open communication. This is a great time to discuss financial matters with your family, plan long-term investments, or explore ways to improve family resources. Sagittarius individuals may find themselves organizing family budgets, reevaluating expenses, or making adjustments to financial goals in consultation with loved ones. On a professional front, Mercury's connection to the 7th and 10th houses suggests that this transit may bring increased opportunities for career growth, particularly in areas that involve negotiations, partnerships, or strategic decision-making. This is an excellent time for Sagittarius individuals in business to refine their communication skills, negotiate deals, and explore collaborations that can enhance their professional prospects. Whether you are in finance, marketing, or any other industry that requires clear and concise communication, you will find that this period supports your efforts. Your ability to convey ideas persuasively will help you gain the trust of clients, colleagues, and superiors, making you a go-to person in your workplace for advice and solutions. If you have been considering a promotion, salary increase, or any changes to your career trajectory, this transit can be favorable, as long as you approach it with patience and a clear vision of your goals. As Mercury, the Lord of the 7th house of relationships, transits the 2nd house, it creates a complex dynamic, as it also casts its influence on your values and material possessions. The challenge lies in balancing the demands of your career and finances with your personal life. Sagittarius individuals may experience tension with their partners, especially when it comes to managing financial matters, responsibilities, or differences in values. The position of Mercury indicates that misunderstandings may arise between you and your spouse or business partner. Communication will be key, and it is important to approach any disagreements with diplomacy and patience. You may need to have deeper conversations about shared resources, long-term plans, or differing opinions regarding financial priorities. On a personal level, this transit encourages Sagittarius individuals to reevaluate their self-worth and values. The 2nd house is not only about material wealth but also about how we value ourselves and what we consider important. During this time, you may find yourself reflecting on your goals, desires, and what truly matters to you in life. You may be prompted to let go of any unhealthy attachments to material possessions and focus on what brings you true fulfillment. This period is an excellent opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth, as you gain clarity on what you want to achieve in both your professional and personal life. One potential area of challenge during this transit is your health and well-being, particularly concerning sleep and stress. The demands of your career and family matters may cause anxiety, leading to disturbed sleep or sleepless nights. It is essential to manage your stress levels and take time for self-care. In terms of family dynamics, Mercury's transit through the second house may bring about discussions on family values, inheritance, or joint responsibilities. This could be an excellent time to resolve any lingering issues within your family and work toward a more harmonious relationship with your relatives. Your ability to communicate effectively will be essential in navigating any potential conflicts, and you may find that the support of your family becomes increasingly important during this period. As you move through this transit, you may also feel a desire to indulge in some luxuries or invest in material possessions, such as jewelry or high-end items. This could be a time when you are drawn to items that reflect your personal taste or signify success. However, it is crucial to approach such expenditures with caution and ensure that they align with your long-term financial goals. Remember that Mercury's influence favors practicality, so avoid falling into the trap of impulsive spending. Throughout this period, you will experience a significant shift in how you view your financial situation and what it means to you. Your approach to managing money will become more disciplined, and you will gain a clearer understanding of how to balance your resources, both material and emotional. As Mercury's transit through Capricorn unfolds, it brings opportunities for growth, stability, and success in both your career and personal life. However, it is essential to remain cautious, avoid unnecessary conflicts, and take a thoughtful approach to any financial decisions or relationship dynamics that arise during this time. By embracing the energies of this transit, Sagittarius individuals can emerge with a stronger sense of self-worth, financial security, and improved relationships with those closest to them. For Capricorn, during this Mercury's transit, which is taking place in Capricorn's first house, individuals of this zodiac sign can expect a significant focus on personal growth, communication, and self-expression. This transit influences both your personal identity and how others perceive you, creating an opportune moment for self-reflection, communication, and strategizing. The first house governs the self, how you express yourself, your general demeanor, and your approach to life. With Mercury moving through this house, you will feel more energized and driven to focus on improving yourself, sharing your insights, and communicating your goals and ideas to others. This is a period where you may feel a heightened sense of curiosity about your life path and may take steps towards self-improvement. One of the most notable aspects of this transit is the potential for growth in the way you present yourself to the world. Capricorn, known for its disciplined and pragmatic approach, will lend you a more serious, focused demeanor. You may find yourself taking a more methodical approach to life and honing your personal goals. Your communication skills will be enhanced, and you will likely become more confident in expressing yourself, whether through speech or writing. This is a particularly favorable time for Capricorns involved in any form of public speaking, leadership roles, or any profession where communication plays a central role. Your ideas will be expressed with clarity and authority, making you more influential within your personal and professional circles. If you've been struggling to maintain consistency in your physical or mental health practices, this transit offers you the motivation to implement positive changes. You may find yourself scrutinizing your routines, looking for ways to improve your work-life balance or fine-tuning your health and fitness regimen. Mercury's influence can make it easier to focus on small, incremental improvements that will yield long-term benefits. You may become more organized and efficient, finding ways to streamline your daily responsibilities and reduce stress. Professionally, it's a time when you will be able to clearly articulate your ambitions and take concrete steps toward achieving your career goals. This transit is excellent for making important business decisions, engaging in networking opportunities, or communicating your ideas to superiors or potential clients. However, while your communication skills will be strong, misunderstandings may arise due to your direct approach or the perceived seriousness of your demeanor. It's important to remain open to feedback and be mindful of how your words might be interpreted. While you may be focused on achieving your personal goals, it's crucial to balance ambition with humility to avoid any unnecessary tension with colleagues or supervisors. As the ruler of both your 6th and 9th houses, Mercury brings a focus on your work life and long-term career goals. The 6th house governs service, competition, and health, which suggests that this transit could be a great time for you to address any work-related stress and focus on improving your efficiency. With Mercury's influence here, you might find opportunities to broaden your horizons, whether through further education, international travel, or expanding your professional network. This transit could open doors for Capricorns looking to engage in global business ventures, further education, or cross-cultural exchanges. On the financial front, this period will require a cautious yet calculated approach. The connection between Mercury and Capricorn's 6th and 9th houses encourages you to make well-informed financial decisions, particularly when it comes to long-term investments or savings. With Jupiter's retrograde aspect, there may be moments of uncertainty regarding money matters, and you may need to revisit your financial plans or review your investment strategies. However, as Jupiter moves direct in early February, clarity will emerge, and financial progress will become smoother. You are likely to see opportunities for growth and stability, as long as you remain disciplined and avoid making impulsive decisions. This is an excellent time to address any mental or physical health issues that may have been lingering and to seek professional advice if necessary. As Mercury rules your 6th house, which is associated with health, you may feel more motivated to adopt healthier habits, whether it's through dietary changes, exercise, or stress management techniques like meditation or yoga. It's important to monitor your stress levels closely, as the pressure to perform can lead to anxiety or burnout if not managed well. On a personal level, this transit may encourage some introspection. You may find yourself thinking deeply about your life goals, past experiences, and the direction in which you want to head. This is a good time to engage in self-discovery, whether through solitary reflection, meditation, or seeking guidance from a mentor. You will be inclined to take time for yourself, away from the hustle and bustle of daily life, to reevaluate where you are and where you want to go. However, this transit is not without its challenges. As Mercury rules the 6th house of competition, you may find that professional rivals or office politics become more prominent during this period. Your colleagues or superiors may misinterpret your intentions, leading to tension or misunderstandings. It's important to be mindful of how you communicate and ensure that you are clear and transparent with your intentions. Capricorns may also experience some challenges in their relationships with authority figures or mentors during this transit. There may be a tendency for opposition or criticism from those who have differing opinions on your methods or work ethic. While it can be frustrating, this period will provide an opportunity for growth and development. By demonstrating resilience and using your analytical skills, you can effectively overcome these challenges and prove your worth. This period may also bring up some feelings of anxiety, especially in relation to your career or long-term goals. You may feel nervous about making progress or fear that you are not living up to your own expectations. It's important to address any feelings of self-doubt and remind yourself that growth takes time. Focus on taking small steps toward your goals and allow yourself to celebrate the incremental progress you make. Overall, Mercury's transit through Capricorn's 1st house marks a transformative period for Capricorn individuals. It is a time to focus on self-improvement, refine communication skills, and take proactive steps toward achieving your personal and professional goals. While this transit brings opportunities for growth and success, it is essential to remain disciplined, avoid impulsive decisions, and communicate with clarity and purpose. By focusing on long-term planning, health, and self-reflection, Capricorns can make the most of this auspicious period and set themselves up for lasting success. For Aquarius, during Mercury's transit through Capricorn, which affects your 12th house, the energy focuses on introspection, spiritual growth, and behind-the-scenes activity. This period invites you to explore your inner world and engage in practices that promote personal transformation. The 12th house, a domain that governs isolation, subconscious thoughts, and hidden matters, becomes a significant point of focus. While this can feel like a time for self-reflection, it's essential to balance this introspection with caution regarding major decisions. You may experience an increased awareness of your deeper thoughts and desires, but it is not the ideal moment for significant actions or commitments, particularly related to investments or contracts. Mercury's position here draws you toward quieter, more contemplative spaces. You may feel compelled to work behind the scenes, focusing on research, spiritual practices, or secretive tasks. Activities related to hospitals, research, and roles that require confidentiality will thrive under this influence. The transit will prompt you to reflect on unresolved matters, guiding you toward finding clarity and insight into personal mysteries. Although this is a period for inner growth, it is important to avoid rushing into new ventures or making critical decisions, especially concerning financial matters, as they may not yield the desired outcomes. One of the most significant challenges during this time may be related to travel. While the urge to explore foreign lands and cultures might be strong, travel may bring discomfort or unexpected difficulties. It's important to plan any journeys carefully and anticipate potential hurdles. You should remain mindful of your health, as stress may emerge, especially related to work and personal relationships. Being introspective and mentally engaged during this transit can also heighten emotional vulnerability, leading to possible misunderstandings with family members or partners. While there is a tendency toward increased emotional sensitivity, it's essential to practice patience and communication to avoid conflicts. Mercury's connection to the 5th and 8th houses will further deepen your interest in creative expression, transformation, and shared financial matters. The influence of the 5th house brings a creative spark that may manifest in various ways, including artistic pursuits or brainstorming new ideas. This transit could inspire you to engage in more introspective forms of creativity, perhaps focusing on writing, painting, or other forms of artistic expression that allow for deeper exploration of your feelings. The 8th house connection may stir curiosity about esoteric subjects or encourage you to delve into complex financial matters, especially those involving shared assets, investments, or joint ventures. In your professional life, this period may feel like a time of preparation rather than outward achievement. You may find yourself more comfortable working behind the scenes or refining strategies for future endeavors. The 12th house also has connections to foreign entities and organizations, which could present opportunities for collaboration or travel. However, the challenges of this transit may overshadow the benefits, requiring patience and careful planning. Avoid pushing for major milestones during this period and instead focus on organizing, researching, and refining your skills. Mercury's position in the 12th house also suggests a need for financial caution. While there may be a temptation to indulge in luxury or take risks, this is not the ideal time for financial speculation or major investments. Unplanned expenses, especially related to travel, may arise, and it's crucial to avoid overspending during this period. The retrograde aspect of Jupiter in Taurus will offer some guidance and wisdom when it comes to financial matters, helping you manage expenses and make informed decisions. You may also experience a shift in your romantic relationships during this transit. The 12th house governs hidden emotions and unspoken feelings, and Mercury's transit here could bring up issues in love and partnerships. There may be misunderstandings with partners or a sense of distance in relationships. It's essential to maintain open communication and avoid making impulsive decisions. The temptation for secrecy or hidden desires may arise, but it is essential to be mindful of your actions to prevent creating unnecessary complications. If you are in a committed relationship, this could be a time to evaluate the dynamics and work on improving communication. For those involved in a new or budding romantic connection, Mercury's influence can bring both excitement and confusion. While you may feel the urge to be more expressive and share your feelings, there is a risk of miscommunication or misunderstandings. It's important to be careful with how you express your emotions and to avoid making promises that may be difficult to keep. Similarly, if you are involved in a long-distance relationship or dating someone from a different culture, the challenges of this transit could create obstacles or frustrations. While travel may be a possibility, obstacles in communication or logistics may make it harder to fully connect during this period. Students may find this period particularly challenging, as the focus on introspection and the subconscious could detract from your studies. This is not the best time to take major exams or make significant academic decisions. Careless mistakes could affect your results, and the tendency to procrastinate or become distracted may hinder academic performance. However, this transit may also inspire a greater interest in learning about foreign cultures, languages, or esoteric subjects. It is essential to balance these distractions with practical study routines to prevent setbacks. Mercury's transit through the 12th house may also prompt you to seek spiritual growth or explore deeper philosophical questions. You may feel drawn to meditation or spiritual other practices that promote inner peace and clarity. Overall, Mercury's transit through Capricorn in the 12th house for you is a period of reflection, spiritual exploration, and behind-the-scenes activity. While this is an excellent time for introspection and research, it is crucial to exercise caution, particularly in financial matters, relationships, and travel. You should use this period to refine your goals, seek clarity on unresolved issues, and prepare for future ventures. Although it may not be the ideal time for significant actions or decisions, the insights gained during this transit can lay the foundation for growth and success in the future. Pisces individuals experience significant shifts in their social dynamics, aspirations, and financial pursuits during Mercury's transit through Capricorn, as Mercury moves into their 11th house. This is a time of heightened social interaction, networking, and a drive to accomplish long-term goals. The 11th house governs friendships, group activities, and gains from one's efforts, and with Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect, transiting through this area, you are likely to find yourself engaged in an increased amount of socializing, collaborations, and discussions about your future ambitions. The intellectual energy of Mercury in Capricorn will help you plan your future with greater clarity, particularly regarding your career and financial goals. This transit encourages strategic thinking and effective communication, making it an excellent time for negotiations, collaborations, and professional networking. You are likely to connect with like-minded individuals who can help you achieve your ambitions, whether in business or personal endeavors. The 11th house also represents hopes and dreams, and Mercury's presence here will prompt you to reflect on your aspirations and how you can align your current efforts with your long-term vision. This is an ideal time to evaluate personal and professional goals and make adjustments to ensure that they are in line with your desires for the future. With Mercury's analytical influence, you are encouraged to think critically about your goals and take practical steps to achieve them. Whether it's launching a new business venture, exploring innovative career opportunities, or planning for financial growth, this transit offers the opportunity to set clear objectives and make significant progress. If you're a student involved in mass communication, writing, or language studies, this transit can bring favorable outcomes. Mercury in the 11th house forms a supportive connection to the 5th house of education, making it an ideal period for intellectual pursuits. You may find yourself excelling in your studies, particularly in fields related to communication and creativity. This transit may bring academic or professional opportunities that allow you to express your ideas more freely, enhancing your chances of success. In terms of personal relationships, this transit highlights the need to balance social interactions with professional responsibilities. You may experience a surge of support from friends, family, and colleagues, which can help you navigate challenges in both your personal and professional lives. The connection to the 4th and 7th houses brings a focus on family dynamics and partnerships, making it an excellent time for strengthening relationships with loved ones. Communication within family settings may be more frequent, and discussions about future plans, property, or home improvements may take focus. However, while Mercury in the 11th house facilitates collaboration and socializing, you should be cautious of potential misunderstandings in your relationships. The increased focus on career and future goals may cause you to neglect personal relationships or create tension in your social circle. It is important to maintain open and honest communication with loved ones to avoid conflicts arising from misunderstandings or differing priorities. While Mercury's influence can bring clarity to decision-making, the retrograde aspect of Mars from Gemini may introduce challenges in emotional decision-making or family dynamics, requiring patience and diplomacy. Financially, this period offers favorable prospects, particularly through collaborations and joint ventures. The 11th house is closely linked to gains and earnings, and with Mercury's practical energy in Capricorn, you are likely to find new opportunities for financial growth. This could come in the form of successful business ventures, profitable investments, or unexpected financial support from friends or colleagues. There is also potential for increased income through collaborations or partnerships, particularly with individuals who share similar goals and values. You may also receive valuable financial advice during this period, particularly from older siblings, mentors, or business partners. This guidance can help you make smarter financial decisions, especially in regard to investments or long-term planning. However, it is essential to approach new investments or financial commitments with caution. Take the time to thoroughly review contracts or agreements before making decisions, ensuring that you are well informed and protected. In terms of career growth, Mercury's transit through the 11th house supports teamwork and collaboration. You may find yourself working alongside others in group settings, contributing your innovative ideas and insights. The transit encourages you to take on leadership roles or initiate projects that align with your long-term career goals. With Mercury's intellectual influence and Capricorn's disciplined energy, this is a time to focus on strategic planning and long-term professional success. You may also be drawn to group activities or causes that align with your personal values. This could include charitable work, community involvement, or participating in social or professional organizations. As you experience greater success in your professional and financial endeavors, your personal relationships are also likely to benefit. The support you receive from friends, family, and loved ones during this time can play a crucial role in your achievements. The increased financial stability may provide you with the resources to focus on personal development, hobbies, or creative pursuits that bring you joy and fulfillment. In terms of romantic relationships, Mercury's transit in the 11th house could bring new opportunities for connection through social or professional networks. If you are single, you may meet like-minded individuals who share your values and goals, leading to potential romantic connections. For those already in relationships, this transit could bring greater understanding and harmony, particularly through open and honest communication. Overall, Mercury's transit through Capricorn in the 11th house offers an excellent opportunity for growth in both your social and professional spheres. By focusing on strategic planning, networking, and collaboration, you can achieve significant progress toward your long-term goals. This is a time to evaluate aspirations, make practical decisions, and lay the foundation for future success. With the support of friends, family, and professional contacts, you are likely to see your hard work and efforts rewarded during this period. As we conclude this episode, please remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. Individual predictions may vary, as every birth chart is unique. The influence of dasha periods and natal planetary placements can shape transits differently, both positively and negatively. It's essential to consider your own birth chart when applying these general predictions to your personal circumstances. If you'd like personalized predictions or have questions about your astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful astrology content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to sharing more astrological wisdom with you in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.